Hi there, I'm Faye and I'm an alumni at Artbeat, and today I'm here to show you a little bit about an art called Kumihimo. Kumihimo being a Japanese braided cord that was used originally to hold the armor together and is used in their traditional obis. And today we're going to make and show you how to make bracelets and necklaces. So let's get started. So we're going to get started. Now, Kumihimo, we're going to make some nice bracelets today. And the Kumihimo discs come in a couple of different sizes and shapes. These are the most common ones, a smaller disc and a larger disc. Not really much difference for people except for how easy it is to hold in their hand. Today I'm going to be using the larger disc to show the Kumihimo. Now the supplies you'll need to do this is your Kumihimo disc, and some sort of thread or cord, because you can use many different materials to make the braids. Today I've chosen to do the embroidery thread, because embroidery thread comes in multiple colors, is inexpensive to get, and makes a very nice sized bracelet that's easy to shape to your wrist, or when you're doing necklaces, hangs so nicely. If you want to do thicker cords and things and make keychains and other items out of it, then that's also a great opportunity as well. So I've chosen these three colors today, a pretty lighter green, a darker green, and a white. And I've cut them to approximately 25 centimeters, 25 inches, pardon me, in length. And I've cut 2 of the lighter green, 2 of the darker green, and 4 of the white, totaling 8 threads. There are different threads counts that you can do in different patterns, but the most common one and the easiest to learn is the simple 8 thread count. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these colors and I'm going to put them together. And I'm just going to simply tie a little knot on the one end, like so. And then we're going to attach these threads to your Kumihimo disc. Now you're going to want to find on the disc, there's numbers that go all the way around from 1 to 32. You're going to find 32 and take it to the top. And you're going to put this in here. And you're going to take a white and put it just on the 32 knot. Then you're going to take one of your colors. It doesn't matter if it's the light or the dark green at this point. And you're going to put it on the 1, like so. Then I'm going to take another white. This is the fiddly part. And I'm going to take where there's this other dot here, like a dot at the top there, and I'm going to put it on the number 8. And then I'm going to take a dark green and put it on the 9. So now I've got 1/4 of it done. Then at the bottom you have 16 and 17 and a little dot there. So again, I'm going to take a white and put it on the 16. And then seeing as I used a light green on the top, I'm going to use a light green on the bottom and put it on the 17. Then our last 2 threads, the white on the 24 and the dark green that's left on the 25. And what you should have then, what looks like a nice little string thing here hanging down. Some people have called it, a squid or something like that. Okay, and you should have your knot in the center, but facing down underneath. Okay. So now that you've got it all dressed up and it's nice and tight, we're going to actually start the actual braiding. Now it's very simple. I'm going to take that white and the green on the 32 and the 1. And I'm going to take the bottom white on the 16, and I'm going to bring it up to number 2. Then I'm going to take the white that's on the 32, and I'm going to bring it down to the 18. Very simple. Then once those two threads are done, you turn it a counterclockwise, and you come up with the 8 and a 9. And you do the same thing. You're going to take the bottom thread, the white one, that is on the right-hand side, and you're going to bring it up to the 10. And then you're going to take the 8 thread on the top and bring it down to the 26. And then turn again counterclockwise. And that's basically the motions that is going to get you your threading here. Now I'm going to put this aside and bring one up that I've already partially completed. And you can see if you complete those motions over and over again, you end up with this nice little tail of cording underneath. And all you keep doing, so I'm just going to find my starting point here, is bringing the bottom one up and the top one down, and then turn counterclockwise. Now you don't cross the thread. Some people have a tendency to think that the threads have to be crossed, and they want to take that bottom thread and they want to cross it over this way. You're bringing it straight up. The crossing takes place in the middle here when it's crossing the other threads going this way. And then I'm going to take this back down like this, turn counterclockwise, do the same thing. Take the bottom up, and then take the top down. Turn counterclockwise. Oops. I have a habit, I learned a different way, and I have a habit of still doing it that way. Take the bottom up and take the top down. Now people ask me, what do you do if for some reason you've set it down and you can't figure out where to start again? Well, here's a simple tip to keep it easy to do and easy to remember. You always take the bottom and you go up, and then I'm just going to set it down. All right, now where do I start? If I've only completed half of the process, then I'm going to end up on my disc with 3 somewhere. So I'm going to take that 3 and put it up to the top and complete by taking that left-hand side down. Turn counterclockwise. I don't know why I always want to say clockwise. Take the bottom up. Again, that's where you would leave it if you wanted to set it down. And then you take that and have that up at the top. And then you know to bring that down. Nice and easy to remember where you are. So I'm just going to do a couple of revolutions. I always wanted to do it the other way. It's the way I learned. But I'm teaching you the proper way today. And I'm just going to do a couple quick revolutions here just to show you how fast you can get at it. Every once in a while, you might want to take your fingers through your threads and just kind of get them back to being separated if they get tangled up. It's not as much of an issue when you're dealing with shorter threads like this, but when you're dealing with a lot longer threads, you may want to, after every pass and every turn, just kind of take your fingers through it. And you're just going to keep going like that. Bottom one up, top one down, turn counterclockwise. And you'll keep getting this cord going along the bottom there until, pick up my third example here. This one here I've chosen actually to use black thread, and instead of using 4 black thread, which I thought would be a little bit too dark, I used 2 black thread, 2 of the dark green, and 4 of the light green to create a different color and look to it, but it's the same patterning. And I'm just gonna do 1 revolution with this. Take the bottom, go up, take the top, go down, okay, and then turn counterclockwise. And you can see I've got a nice, lovely long braid here. And these threads on the bottom, on the side here, are getting a little short to kind of grab and take over. So once I know I've got enough to make a bracelet here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my braid underneath and squeeze it and gently take all of these off. And pull it through, set that down, and then just tie a little knot on the end. And there you can see what the black and green looks like. And here you can see what the white and green looks like. So all I did was change the ratio of the color a little bit by having more light green in here and black, and here having a little bit more white. But the two greens are the same colors, and yet I come up with two different, completely different looking pieces. Now, the first one I did a little shorter just because I was just doing it long enough to show off the coloring and the cord. This one here is a little bit longer. It would easily wrap around my wrist with extra to go. And then what you can do with it is add some ends to it. I think we're getting a little bit of a close-up here on this. So what I've done is I've taken these coiled ends, used a little bit of glue, stuffed the ends of the cords in there, and then let it dry, and then added on the clasps, and you've got a gorgeous bracelet. This one happens to be in black, green, and yellow. And I attached charms to them as well, just to give them an added nice look to it. Here's one with some subtle orange changes and shifts in it, so it's not all one color. This one here with the beautiful handprint one comes in kind of a two different shades of a purpley color. And again, just simply attached some ends to it and the accessory, and you've got some beautiful bracelets to do it long enough. The general rule of thumb on making these is, yes, you can measure it out. I did approximately 25 inches just to make sure I had enough for a bracelet. But the general rule of thumb is that if you take the thread, originally when you cut it, you want it 3 to 4 times the length that you need it for. You want to cut 3 to 4 times the length. So if you have a 6-inch wrist, you know, you're going to take that and times it by 3 or 4 to get enough long enough to, you know, make a 6-inch bracelet. Now, the reason why 3 to 4 is because some people keep their tension a little looser, and that takes up less thread. And I keep my tension very much tighter, so I tend to go 4 times as much. So again, that's the basics of Kumihimo. Very simple to do, and a lot of fun once you get the hang of it. I'll do it my way really fast rather than doing it the proper way. But I get pretty fast at this. So that's the basics of Kumihimo. Again, it doesn't take a lot of effort, but you get these beautiful pieces. I sit and watch TV while even doing this. And it's a fantastic project, makes great gifts. I've seen people even use these as bookmarks and just leave them as they are. And thank you very much for listening. Well, I'm Faye, and thank you very much for listening to this demo and watching it. I hope that you enjoy many hours of doing Kumihimo. To learn more about Kumihimo, there's a lot on the internet, especially on sites like Pinterest. where you can find many different patterns and how to do it with more chords than 8, and just a lot to explore with Kumihimo other than the basics that I showed you today. So thanks again and have a wonderful time.